What's up, y'all? AC here for another review, and today I'm reviewing Vic Mensa's latest release, the V-Tape. Now, Vic Mensa is a rapper from Chicago who came up with Chance the Rapper. His music has always been something I've thought was just decent and something that I just avoided in recent years. Vic has become a bit of a public nuisance with his antics and constant controversy. Also, the quality of his music kind of tapered off, such as his last release, which was a pitiful punk album. Recently though, Vic released a tape that had me scared to give it a listen. The tape though, it was pretty good. Vic was just returning to a style that's kind of reminiscent of his past. Vic laid down some bars as well as being pretty introspective over some trap beats and somewhat boom bap beats. On the first track, we get Vendetta. This song has a slow trap beat that has some sample vocals wailing in the background. The song kind of reminds me of Tuscan Leather by Drake a bit. Vic is just kind of bragging, dropping some good and some whack wordplay. I really like how he's flowing on the track, and as he's pretty relentless, not allowing the track to breathe at all. It's a pretty solid intro to kick off the album. Then we have this track Machiavelli, and this song also has another laid-back trap beat that is somewhat enjoyable. There isn't much going on here with the production, but that's fine because Vic utilizes that to bring the track's attention completely to him. Again, Vic is just spitting on the track, which I have to say I enjoy surprisingly. I like the Lamar Odom wordplay that he utilizes. Like, it wasn't crazy, but it was pretty good. That, yeah, I did a rock album because I'm a rock star bar kind of just made me roll my eyes though. Vic's second verse was a bit more socially conscious, which is fine, but he just presented issues. He didn't necessarily go all that deep into them, which a lot of rappers do, sadly. On the track Dirt on My Name, we got another Hit Boy beat here, and it was fine. Hit Boy has been pretty busy lately with Nas and all the other stuff he's been working on. It was a decent trap beat and Vic was cool. The song is just pretty generic and non-offensive. I will say that towards the end of the second verse, he has a pretty good rhyme scheme, though he wasn't saying all that much, which in the verse. Xgames has a Snow Allegra feature, so I think you can guess what type of song it is. It has a slow, spacey trap beat that tries to be a bit seductive. Vic Mensa's verse on this song was fine, I guess. Love songs aren't his strong suit, and this track shows that pretty well. Nothing he says really makes me feel any type of way at all. Like, I just feel like it's another typical love song. Snow was cool. Her hook was just kind of bleh. I don't know, I just think of her as another generic R&B singer. Bethlehem and SC Freestyle has a soul sample and a boom bap beat in the beginning. Again, it kind of reminds me of Tuscan Leather. I guess Vic was listening to a lot of Drake when he released his tape. His bars, again, were socially conscious, but not all that grabbing. The second beat was better, and it had this cool sample that I've heard a lot recently, most recently on a Zulooper song. Vic sounded pretty good on the beat, and his bars were fine on the track. Too honest. When the verse begins, the beat has a constant bass and a pretty standard kick, snare, and drum. I think tracks like this are cool from Vic because how transparent he's being. The only problem though is that it feels a little corny at certain parts of the track. The hook from St. John was alright, and there was this confusing part of the song where all this bass came on the hook repeating. It was a bridge that had no place on the song. And Vic was being very introspective, which is cool, but there was this part where he sounded like he was crying on the track that felt a bit forced. I'll lastly mention that biracial bar where he said something along the lines of, I didn't feel black or white, so I guess I'm translucent, which was very reminiscent of our interracial mascot Logic. Rebirth had an auto-tune hook that was skippable. Vic comes onto the track being very honest again, which is cool. I felt bad for him when he spoke about his dad having surgery that paralyzed him. Vic also mentioned his controversy when he dissed X at an award show. This track is Vic being very honest, and I really appreciated it. The beat was pretty bare, and there was a bit of a change towards the third part of the song where it becomes acoustic. Vic begins to sing on that part, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty good song, and a good outro to wrap up the project. Vic came through with a pretty enjoyable album. I'd rate it. It's alright. Please subscribe, drop a like, and have a good one.